You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that the next election we have, we should vote for someone who's like tough, as in not mentally too, but as all around tough guy, like a guy that can handle himself. Because I say that all the world leaders do like a fucking Hunger Games and like fight each other for world dominance. And honestly, that's why I say next election we have to get someone real because Putin's a scary motherfucker. Have you seen fucking Putin?
Oh yeah.
This dude is
he looks like a bear.
This dude's a fucking black belt in judo.
Yeah, he'll karate chop a bitch.
Judo's fucking ridiculous. Like, this dude's flipping motherfuckers, you know, like twice his size and shit. Putin's a scary motherfucker. You know what I mean? Which brings me to my next subject.
I like it.
Speaking of martial arts and things like that.
Who?
Just speaking about martial arts and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So, I watched this video about maybe a year ago. And I forget the dude's name. I'll probably like post a link of the video, but I really don't want to say the dude's name because it's fucking despicable. But this guy, it's pretty much, he fucking is a fraud when it comes to martial arts. He said he was a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And pretty much he had some videos online of him showing technique. It's the worst shit ever. I mean, my fucking 10-year-old stepson can throw kicks and combos way better than that, I promise you. And
martial arts.
He's, you know, showing all these techniques and stuff, and he has a website saying he's a I don't want to fucking butcher this because I can't remember the acronym fully, but basically he was supposedly a IBJJF certified black belt, which is like, that's the highest level of certification in a black belt you can get. So he had that on his website. You know, he had people coming or whatever. So, you know, these real practitioners, you know, black belts in jiu-jitsu, you know, they seen it and they're like, man, we gotta go over here, and you know, so they start the video, and the black belt, the real black belt, is sitting on the mat. He's like, hey man, let's roll. And pretty much the dude's like, nah, I don't want to roll, this and that. And he brings up a valid argument of if I'm a black belt, you can't ask me to roll, which is true. You can't ask a higher rank in jiu-jitsu to roll. They have to ask you. The problem was, as this motherfucker on the mat is a black belt, he has the, you know, the permission, you know, to ask you if you want to roll. So they go on and he's like, I don't roll. What the fuck do you mean? You're a black belt, you don't roll?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Weird.
So they go on and he's like,
start rolling, nigga.
And so he's like, just say you're not a black belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his students sitting there like trying to defend him and shit.
He's like, he's a fucking black belt.
Yeah, and then they're like showing him, they're like, dude, this is how you do proper arm bars, how you do a proper double leg, because he was showing him wrong.
Yeah.
Pretty much the way he was showing him was like, for the double leg was head on the outside, which is not correct. You're going to get caught in a choke every time. You know, it's always head on the inside. Any takedown you do is head on the inside, unless you do what's called a bulldog, which is where you pretty much tighten your neck on your shoulders and you put it underneath the armpit and push off. It's a very effective technique if you get it down. But yeah, so he's like, dude, he's not teaching you correctly. So it's an 8-minute video, and they're going back. He's like, just say you're not a black belt. You know, he's like, thank you for coming to my school. Just stupid ass, not even acknowledging it, and doesn't even say that he's a black belt because he knows he's full of shit.
Wow.
So
is that fake valor kind of shit?
Yeah, and what's crazy about this shit is, they asked the student, they're like, dude, how much were you paying him? He's like, I was paying him $70 a month. $70 fucking dollars a month.
That's like $840 a year.
You know, and yeah, and that's
and if
shit.
you get 20 students, shit, that's a decent living.
Dude, he had a nice ass house in New York. So I mean,
he's at least making bank.
Yeah, and I watched tons of videos like on that. You know, it's a real big deal. And like how you're saying,
okay, you need to get accredited. You know?
How you're saying stolen valor too. This is even a more amplified version of that.
I've never heard of that version. Yeah. That's well. I think
Well, 'cause
I have seen one video where this dude, was wearing a black belt, and then someone called his ass out on it, and they were like, "You ain't no fucking black belt. Take that shit off." And like,
dude, it's a big deal
Yeah,
in the jiu-jitsu community.
oh yeah.
It's a real big deal
It
because
is.
a black belt,
You gotta
depending
earn
on
that shit. My buddy's like a 3rd-degree black belt, and like he's been doing that shit since he's 4.
yeah,
I
dude.
think it was just karate though, and like I think he's like, my master trained me to rip someone's testicles off. He goes, if I was stronger, he goes, I could rip someone's head off, and yeah, I believe him. Like, so that he showed me the technique,
Mhm.
and I'm like, whoa,
That's weird.
yeah. He was
But,
like, look at this ball grabbing technique.
So like,
With
that's
less
fucking
force
hilarious.
though, less force.
So like, there's levels to this shit when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Like, as in, there's levels to your black belt. You know what I mean? There's certain people that you can get your black belt from, and they're like, oh shit, this is a fucking black belt. You know what I mean? Like Caesar Gracie, Gracie Barra.
Royce Gracie.
Yeah, I don't think Royce
I'm
is
just
teaching
kidding.
anymore.
Just kidding.
I think he's done some stuff with the military.
Ooh.
Eddie Bravo, of course. Cyborg.
You would say Eddie Bravo.
Got to, man. That's like one of the most legit black belts you can get.
Flat
Eddie
earther.
Bravo, yeah, fucking. It breaks my heart every time.
He's weird.
But Eddie Bravo is when he really got hit in stardom.
Mm-hmm.
It was in 2003, and he submitted Hoyler Gracie, one of the greatest grapplers of all time, when Eddie was a brown belt.
Ooh.
Hoyler been a black belt for years, and they went to Abu Dhabi. It's one of the biggest tournaments, and Eddie Bravo, brown belt, beat him, and that's pretty much what started him off. So I mean, there's levels to this black belt shit.
There's levels to this shit.
You know what I mean? So like, to me, if you tell me you got a black belt from some motherfucker I ain't never heard,
Yeah, you're like,
and
so?
you can't even trace real lineage.
That's
it's
like saying, I
come
got
on.
a credit card from Route 21. You're like, okay. You're like, I got a credit card to Hastings. They just closed down. that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, but there's definitely levels to the black belt shit, and when you get to certain levels
Mhm.
of it, it turns into a real big deal.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're a fucking dude that has a red stripe on your black belt. That's even worse. Like,
Mhm.
you have and then you get a red belt, which is a Gracie thing, but you get say you have a red belt. Oh my God, you better be at least 70 fucking years old.
Mm-hmm.
But back to what you bring up the stolen valor,
Mm-hmm.
because like when we were talking off mic, I did get to back to those videos,
Mm-hmm.
and these motherfuckers have the audacity. I think that people that do the stolen valor have something wrong with them mentally,
Mm-hmm.
because most of these guys that get caught on camera for stolen valor,
They're like,
they're getting caught by fucking military personnel. Like, these are fuckers that are in the military, and they're calling you out, and you still have the nerve to lie. Like, there has to be
lie to
something
their
wrong
face. Yeah, like, to me, it's I don't know, man. Like, it's an acceptance thing, I guess. Like, I don't understand it. Like, okay, and first and foremost, I'm definitely not the most patriotic person. Like, yeah, I love my country. Don't get me wrong. I love America. I'm brown as fuck. I'm not white, not black. I'm brown. Like, but I love America. It treats me well, as long as I put in what I gotta put in, and I just don't agree. I don't agree with the government system. I don't agree with none of that. But I mean, for the most part, if you're gonna put your life on the line, for my life, for my freedom, for the country, I mean, I wouldn't, but I've considered it. I have more stuff to live for than that, I guess. But, and I'm not saying the people who do it don't, but I'm saying the ones that do deserve their respect.
Yeah.
Not to be copied, not to be, imitated, because that's like putting a uniform and a badge on, like a fucking Halloween costume. That's basically like putting camo on, like a Halloween costume. Like it's just something that you can.
It's
like
ridiculous, dude.
To me, it's the equivalent of like I remember I saw this video. We were talking about that. It was that dude putting on the poncho, and everyone was like, "Oh," and I don't know if we talked about it, but it was like, it was this dude on Cinco de Mayo. There's these white kids, they're college kids, and they're getting drunk basically, and they were doing it in ponchos. Like
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, and I knew they were being stupid.
Yeah.
And there was people making it a huge deal. Like,
Yeah.
I think there was a video that went viral that a Mexican chick went up to them and like started calling their ass out. Like, so you're appropriating my culture. You know, just because it's Cinco de Mayo, you're gonna wear a fucking poncho. He goes, what other? She's like, what other day do you wear a poncho? He goes, only today. He goes, that's appropriation. And
He's being honest though.
well, the thing is, I personally do not have an issue with that because I get that people will be fucking stupid, but like, you know, on fucking Independence Day, no one fucking dress like, you know, no one's dressing up like military people or like.
I guess like,
you know,
as being Hispanics, we can't be too upset because as Hispanics we find any excuse to drink.
Oh yeah, yeah,
matter.
exactly.
So
I mean, but it's more about, I guess, the drinking thing because the white dude's like, yeah, you can drink on Cinco de Mayo all you want. I don't give a shit. But like when you start wearing ponchos and sombreros and being ignorant about it, like
Dude,
you start
like,
appropriating a culture for it. Like to me, it's somewhat of an issue, but I'm not that guy to make a huge issue. Like I'm just like, well, that's stupid. Like
yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's stupid and move on. Like
I guess I don't feel too much towards it just because I'm not
in
into
the
that
military or
heritage,
yeah,
for
well,
the poncho.
yeah, of course.
But
and
the military thing, like that, fucking
I'm not-
actually offends me really.
yeah,
much, a lot.
well, okay. And here's my thing. Like I'm not even Mexican. You know, I'm Hispanic. I'm brown. You know, I'm American. You know, and
Dude, we
it
gotta
doesn't
figure out a good, thing for that because Hispanic is like, that is so vague. Like that can describe
exactly.
anybody.
You're just a brown American, basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But anyway, it's like I think, you know, I do have some Mexican descent. You know, so it's somewhat touchy for me. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna blow up about the whole poncho and Spiro thing because I really don't care that much.
yeah.
But I mean, it is appropriation, and I think it's dumb. You know, like if I were drinking with them white kids and they put on a poncho and Spiro, I'd be like, take that goddamn shit off and just drink your beer.
I don't know
like,
if I would, man. I'd
like,
be like, oh,
you know, but the thing is, they're not going to tell me shit about it because they know that they're wrong about it.
Yeah,
Like, and
that's
at
true,
that
though.
point, at the point that you can no longer defend what you're doing, and you know you're wrong, is when you shouldn't do it. And,
Yeah.
and that's my point. Like, and the thing is, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't care enough to be upset about it, but I care enough to call them out on them. Like,
Yeah.
if they were my friends, or if they were like around me and they started, but the thing is, my friends wouldn't do stupid shit like that, like, because
Yeah.
they know, they're like, well, I mean, what does a sombrero and a poncho have to do with Cinco de Mayo and drinking? And like I said, I'm not Mexican, so I'm not gonna celebrate Cinco de Mayo like traditionally, like
Yeah.
whatever that means.
like that's like what
Yeah.
you're waiting for the whole
Yeah,
year round.
exactly. But I'm also not in the military to get mad at that stolen valor shit either. But I do have family members that are in the military.
Yeah.
So that's like saying I have family members that are Mexican. I have family members that are in the military. Anyone that are faking, either they're fake military, they're fake Mexicans, whatever they're trying to fake. Like, I'm gonna call this shit out,
Yeah.
like, no matter what it is, because that's appropriation in any form. Like,
Yeah.
you can't throw a fucking costume on.
Well,
Appropriate.
I think that it's a bigger deal. I think that you can compare the two based on the facts of is a physical thing. One wearing a uniform, one wearing a poncho. You can compare it to that.
Yeah.
But I think
It's similar.
It's a lot.
It's just on a different scale. I
yeah, I
agree.
think it's on a-
Military is,
yeah,
of
bigger
course,
scale.
on a higher pedestal, of course.
And the reason, to me, it made me so upset was because
They're reaping the benefits.
these motherfuckers are getting like
And they haven't
discounts
did the work.
and shit. Yeah, they're getting like all
yeah,
this
and that
shit.
makes me mad too. Yeah, I'll get because the thing is, if it was that easy, motherfucker, I would throw on some camo and go do it. But I know it's wrong. You
and
know.
see, another thing is, it's against the law.
Yes.
It's against the law. It's
It is
a
against the
federal
law.
crime. But the thing is I don't see any fucking buddy getting prosecuted, and that's what sucks. It's like if you're gonna have a federal law, at least enforce that shit. And
Oh,
like
yeah.
my
It's-
thinking was,
It's super hard to incriminate them motherfuckers too. Like if you catch them in public, how you gonna know? Like unless you're a fucking military dude calling their ass out.
yeah, that's so like
know.
most of those videos are done by veterans. Like veterans are catching these motherfuckers. So
yeah, they're like, look at this dude.
yeah,
He ain't
so
shit.
one of the main videos is this big husky, white guy
Oh yeah.
who says he's a ranger, which
and he has
if
like
you
the
look,
wrong badges and
Yeah,
like
you
all
look
this
at-
wrong shit.
Yeah, and like he has 3 fucking badges that the guy
don't even
clearly
mean
says
shit.
that clearly says you have to be in 3 different campaigns.
Yeah,
which
he goes.
it's one campaign. Iraq and Afghanistan, that's one campaign.
Yeah, he goes. So why do you have both the freaking patches? He goes, Like I remember, I think seeing that
something
video.
to like mission lines or some shit.
Yeah, he goes.
So-
So that means you were this point and this point at the same time, and he was like, like the dudes. At least if you're gonna wear fake shit and like talk about your badges, like you're fucking something that you've been in something that you did something. At least do the research and like.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
I
like
mean-
know your history, know what the fucking badges are for. Like you
And-
can literally look them up online.
Yeah, and another thing is like, it happens so frequently.
It's so
it happens
common,
a
yeah.
lot.
It's so
And
common.
The thing
It's
is
scary.
I don't think they're cracking down on it enough.
You know who it is, right? It's those motherfucking trench coat kids that we went to school with in
No
high
fucking
school.
bullshit.
I'm telling
Dude,
you,
you
the
would
ones
not
with the
have-
camo pants
Oh
and
my
the
God.
big ass
They all
long
wear the same
trench
fucking
coats.
shades.
Yes, they're all with the long black hair and they're just fucking
Either that
little
or bald.
closed off kid. Yeah, they're just weird like little closed up kids. Which, listen, man, like I don't care, like because I have a cousin that was kind of like that. But guess what? He literally just graduated and he's going to the Marines. Like he's actually joining the fucking
Yeah.
Marines and doing something.
Well,
like,
there's
so
a
he can
difference
get his
between
camo
wearing the
correctly.
pants and then a jacket.
Yeah, and
But
I
when
don't
you
think
have
he
a
never did wear
pants, a
shit like that.
jacket, and patches,
And trench
and
coats
rank, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, now you're getting into
Yeah, now
stolen
you're getting
valor.
too far. But I'm sure, like, somewhere in his fucking made up fairy tale land, he's a fucking
Oh,
a
my
high
God.
ranking general in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And, that's probably what he's talking about. And here in our real world, you can't dress like that because you'll get called out on, by real people who
Yeah.
sacrifice their shit for real stuff,
And like I said, I think they're not enforcing it. Like if you're gonna force everything else, like marijuana and shit like that,
Exactly.
fucking enforce the damn stolen valor.
Mhm.
And another thing too is
Laws
I
are so
don't.
nitpicky.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know how long these people do get sent to federal prison, but